you, Savannah. Glad to have you with us this morning. Feels good to stand up and clap your hands just a little bit. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I'm getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 I'm in the right place at the right time, place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Doesn't it feel good to know that you were in the right place at the right time? We're so glad that you're here with us this morning, and we're going to invite you now to take a few minutes to say hello to your neighbors, and make sure if you see somebody you don't know that you'll say hello. Is welcome. Hey. Oh no, don't sit down yet. Cherry just got here. Well, I got the power of love in my soul. Well, I got the power of love in my want to hear y'all. I got the power of love in my soul. I got the power of love in my soul. Well, I got the power of love, God's healing power of love. I got the power of love in my soul, in my soul, in my soul, in my soul. Well, I got the power of love in my soul, in my soul, in my soul. Well, I got the power of love in my soul. Said I got the power of love in my soul. Yeah, I got the power of love in my, mean it now, soul.
I've got one question. Do you feel the power of love in your soul this morning? Give Kyle and Linda, Miss Blessy a round of applause for getting us kicked off right. Welcome to Unity of Savannah, a center for spiritual living, where we recognize God as life, love, and the ground of all being. We worship God by living, loving, and being all that we can be. And today we have Rabbi Sippy. Don't call her Rabbi, call her Reb. She's cool like that. She's Reb Sippy. Everybody say, hello, Reb. She's going to share her wonderful message and teach us how the universe and all of the lessons of Judaism really connect with our spiritual principles here at Unity. Isn't that great? Yes. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Please affirm, let's together affirm our mission and vision statement. Our vision statement, centered in God's love, we inspire universal transformation, one heart at a time. Our mission statement, we are an inclusive spiritual community serving others with love, joy, and truth. And if you are serving as a prayer chaplain this morning, please stand. We are here as prayer chaplains to pray affirmatively with you, to hold sacred space with you, to listen lovingly with you, and we will hold whatever you share with us in confidence. Please give our prayer chaplains a round of applause. And today, we light our Christ candle for world peace.
World peace. A world of peace begins in me. Everything that is happening in the world around us and an extension is an extension of what is happening inside each one of us. Our individual beliefs are part of the collective consciousness of our planet. My own thoughts and feelings create waves of energy to move outward from me. Others feel those feelings and pass them on. My inner conflict contributes to conflict. My own peace allows peace to grow. Every time I take the opportunity to heal inside myself, that process allows for healing in the world, and it does. With this in mind, I choose to be a channel for peace. I purposefully bring my awareness to the divine energy, allowing it to radiate from me to the outer, allowing for the realization of lasting peace. A world of peace certainly begins in me. So far as it depends on you, live peaceably with all. Can we affirm this together? A world of peace begins in me. And so it is.
Our thoughts are prayers. Our thoughts are Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always here. And every thought becomes a prayer.
Divine Creator, we call you from our consciousness and our physical bodies. We recognize you flowing through us and knowing us as your children. We feel your peace. We feel your support. And we feel you manifesting through us all of those things that we place in our intentions and those things that we place in the prayer box. We know that all of these intentions are already in the divine flow. We know that you know the things that we still hold in our hearts, all those things that we need to create world peace are there. And so it is. Amen.
I am holy. I am holy light. I am holy light. I am one with God. I am holy light. I am holy light. I am holy light. I am one with God. I am holy. I am holy light. I am holy light. I am one with God. I am one with God. I am one with God. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
You take a slow, deep breath with me, bringing the ear all the way down to your belly, softening your belly. And if you feel comfortable, would you close your eyes, feeling safe in this room? And then take another deep breath, breathing in and breathing out. And if you would bring your spirit into the moment, your joyful spirit that loves adventure. And imagine that you are standing by the light of a full moon. And you're on a path. And with each step, your heart becomes more joyful and more at peace in the moment. As you lift your foot up and bring it down, you see that you're moving forward on this path that the moon is making bright for you. And as you move on this path with your breath and your joyful heart, you hear the sound of water. And as you walk on the path, you become closer, and the sound becomes louder. And you notice your chest rising and falling with the rhythm of the water. And as you become closer to the water, you begin to see a waterfall. And the moon is shining on the waterfall, and you begin to see the colors: yellow, sparkling blue, deep green. And you notice that there is a path that goes behind the waterfall. And you wonder, is this where I need to go? And then with your courageous heart, full of faith and trust and joy, you walk onto the path behind the waterfall. To one side is the wall of rocks. On the other side of you is the water coming down. And you breathe in the aromas in this place. And you feel the cool air on your face. And you reach out and touch the water, letting it run through your fingers. And you turn your hands over so that both sides of your hand feel the water coming down. And then you reach a little bit further into the water, and you notice that your palms are gathering water, and you bring them up full of the water, and you place it on the top of your head and let the water flow through around your head, shoulders, hips, and down to the ground. And this living water has now replenished you outside and inside. And you notice a shift in your energy. And you want to stay longer here. And you hear a little voice that says, it's time to move on. Taking a deep breath in, letting your body and mind and spirit know that it can return here anytime. You begin to walk outside from behind the waterfall out into the full moon shining on you. And you look up at the moon in her full essence, and you smile. And then with another deep breath, in and breathing out, you bring your attention to your feet inside your shoes. And to your hands sitting on your body. And to the chair holding you comfortably, tenderly, holding all of you, your love, your faith, your joy. As you breathe in and breathe out into the silence of your divine self.
if I met you on a corner, would I know you as you are? Would I take you for a stranger and brush past you in the door? If you called me, would I hear you, or would I walk away too soon? And if I linger for a moment, would I see myself in you? If I fought you as a soldier, if I had you in my sight, would you ask me to remember who imagined I was right? And if you witnessed my surrender, do I know what I would do? And if you held me like my brother, would I see myself in you? Well, I dreamed my end was near. I was almost gone. If I dream that dream from here, can I still come home? If you called me, would I hear you? Do I know what I would do? And if you held me like my father, would I see myself in you? If you held me like my mother, would I see myself in you?
Thank you. That's beautiful. Oh, good morning. Good morning. Take a breath. This is, we have to take all of that in. That was really good. Thanks, Kyle. Thanks, Kyle. Deva, Linda, Kevin, Becky, Carol, Stephen, John. It's my team. Couldn't do it without you. Oh, so, here I am. There you are. Okay, good morning. Good morning. Thank you. Thank you for the invitation to join you this morning. My name is Rabbi Tzipi Radonsky, so the rabbi is the formal. I like to be called Reb Tzipi. Reb Tzipi, yeah. I live in Beaufort, South Carolina, so I didn't come too far. I got to cross the Savannah River. I'm a traveling rabbi. I don't have a building except where I live, and that's a nice little apartment on a creek. I'm very fortunate. My intention is to do my part in Tikkun Olam. That's a Hebrew word that means two words: Tikkun, healing, Olam, world. So I do my part. Everybody does their part in healing the world. And mine is, which is absolutely amazing, I hadn't read that before, one heart at a time. That's my job. And I start here with my heart. My heart. That's my Boston accent. Thank you. Thanks. Okay, so my hope is that my personal work will ripple out and benefit others. I am also a teacher of mindfulness, and through leadership development, I'm a coach in Greensboro, North Carolina. So I do travel quite a bit. And so I work with people and to help them be better at what they are at their work, as well as with the people that they live with and their organizations. I am also a Vovnik. It's a new word. It's a new word. Can you say Vovnik? Vovnik. Great. So Vovnik is a made-up word. It's a made-up word. See, anybody can make up words. So, but it comes from the word Vav, and Vav is a Hebrew letter. It actually means hook. And it's the 6th letter of the Hebrew alphabet. And it's connected to the Lamed Vavniks. Lamed Vavniks. Lamed is another Hebrew letter. So you're learning a whole bunch this morning. Maybe more than you want to know. But. So the Lamed Vavniks are 36 hidden, righteous, mystical beings that are walking the earth at any given time. And their job is to keep the balance of good in the world. So it could be anybody here in this room. You don't have to be Jewish to be a Lamed Vavnik. So you don't have to be Jewish to be a Vavnik either. So I want to tell you about my mission. My mission as a Vavnik is to de-but the world, to get people to stop saying but and to substitute and. Thank you, thank you. I knew I had some partners out there. Okay, because have you ever heard anybody say, I love you, but? Yeah, yeah, I love you, but. So that's a conditional kind of love. And I love you and is eternal love. So if you want to think about using and instead of but, and worry about the dirty clothes on the floor or the toothpaste that wasn't covered the last time, or somebody didn't clean up their sink. Anybody here live alone? Me too. Yeah, so I get annoyed with people outside my house, not in my house. So I have to say, I love you, and you bug me sometimes. So as I said, I learned how to talk in Boston. My first 18 years of my life, my mouth got stuck there. And my name, Sippy, means little bird. It comes from the longer version, Zipporah, who was Moses' wife. And just for your information, they translated it wrong in the Bible. They did. They gave it a Z. You know Zipporah? It's incorrect. It's Zipporah. And that's another story. So I'm thrilled to be here and to offer you what I've been thinking about that might interest you. When I spoke with Reverend Dale about my coming today, I told him that the theme of this period of time in Judaism is the month of Elul. It's the month before the new year, Rosh Hashanah. So the month before, we're taught to prepare ourselves for the new year. And we do that. One way is to blow the shofar. Has anybody heard a shofar before? Great. Okay. Well, we're going to hear it again. So this time, I'm going to blow it 4 times. The first time is tekiah, which is wake up, because that's the purpose of blowing the shofar, is to wake up your soul and start taking the cover off of your heart and your soul that's kept you from being all that you can be. The second is shivirim, which is a sound of the pain of sorrow, of loss, of misery, of sadness, and of horrible things happening in the world. The third is, which is alert. Wake up. Now this is it. You need to really get up this time. And then the third is the big one, which lasts a long time, and it's hoping that it'll shatter some of the coverings over your heart. So here we go. You ready? Okay. Am I ready? Okay. Anybody still asleep? Okay. Wake up and come back to your true self. Each morning for 30 days in the month of Elul, traditional Jews blow the shofar. The purpose is to wake you up and to remind you that the new year is coming and the birth of the world is coming. The next year is 5,779, and it starts on Sunday night at sundown on the 9th of September. It is understood that over a lifetime, or since last year, our heart and soul gets covered with various shades and textures of fear, doubt, insecurities, missed opportunities, lack of self-confidence, failures to follow through, and the inability to receive love. Those are just some of the textures. This time of year, we are encouraged to take a deep breath, breathing in Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit, and pause and notice with loving kindness your beingness and your life. To offer yourself forgiveness, actually your self-forgiveness, for missing the mark. Missing the mark is one translation of the word for is sin in Hebrew. So we don't say sin, that's kind of heavy. We say we missed the mark. Whoops, we missed the mark. Recalculate, like the GPS does. So we want to move to being our best self. Compassionate, kind, listening, effective, brilliant, funny. When was the last time you all laughed? Oh, we did that this morning. That's great. Thank you. So making amends with others, noticing what stops you from connecting with yourself and others, these coverings need to come off. They just need to, because you're not functioning. It's kind of like having a heart that doesn't fully have all the muscles working. This is one way Judaism teaches about transformation and being human. Tshuva is a word which means to return. So again, you're returning to your true self. So why do I talk about this today? Because I am a supporter of interfaith work. Beside being a member of the Unitarian Universalists in Beaufort, I'm also a member of the synagogue, and I'm an active member of the Unified Interfaith Community Coalition, where we're trying to get all the faith communities to come together and do things like get out the vote. That's our next project. Here at Unity and in New Theology, New Thought Theology, and string theory and quantum physics and mystical faith traditions, there is an understanding and teaching that we are all connected. We are one. We are part of an internal web of life, and we are also living with a paradox of separateness. And in living that theory and belief, we must be learning to act as if what we do does make a difference. It does affect ourselves as well as others. So perhaps when I blow the shofar at home, energetically, you too are hearing the call to awaken your soul, to notice your dream walking, to become more kind in your introspection, to listen and talk with your heart, soul, and make choices in how you live your life, knowing we live in a paradoxical overlap of a Venn diagram. We are separate and we are connected. So we can each benefit from each other, inspire each other, feel each other's pain and each other's joy, and choose sympathetic joy over competition and envy, and trust in abundance. Yesterday morning, in checking my Facebook, a friend of mine sent me this little video about this family in the Sea of Cortez, and they were out boating, and all of a sudden they noticed there was this whale right next to the boat. This is like not a big boat, it's a small boat, this big whale. And the whale looked like it was dead, it was just like floating, and then all of a sudden there was air coming up. You saw the video. It's amazing. And they noticed that there was netting all over the whale, and he couldn't move, or she couldn't move. It couldn't move. The whale couldn't move. And so they called for help, and while they waited for the help, they cut the net. They only had one knife, and they cut away and cut away and cut away and cut away. And it took time, and they had doubt. I don't know if we can get it all done before the whale can, not die. I mean, it would be horrible. And then they got the last piece cut. And the whale swam out, probably from me to you, Stephen. And the whale started going up and down and swimming around. And there was a child on the boat who said, because this is all in the video, said, "Oh, he's dancing for us." And all of a sudden I noticed that my nose was running. And there was tears on my cheek. And I thought, separate and connected. We are all pilgrims on a journey. As Dolly Parton, anybody like Dolly Parton here? She sings in this song, Traveling Through, and I'm not going to sing. So if you've heard this, hear the melody in your heart. Well, I can't tell you where I'm going, and I'm not sure where I've been. But I know I must keep traveling till my road comes to an end. I'm out here on my journey, trying to make the most of it. I'm a puzzle I must figure out where all my pieces fit. I'm going to put this here. Like a poor, wayfaring stranger that they speak about in song, I'm just a weary pilgrim trying to find what feels like home. What feels like home? Here feels like home. When do you know you are balanced? What does it feel like here? Or when you're off center? And then how do you find home again? As I explore home for me, I am aware of the necessity of shattering the illusion of separateness. As I mentioned, I live alone, and I'm also an only child. So this separateness and disconnected from everybody is something I have to constantly work on. And by being grateful for universal love. The rabbis, the teachers of the written Torah, and writers of the oral Torah teach us that the theme of Elul this month is Ani Lidodi V'Dodi Li. Anybody want to translate that? I can for you. I am my beloved's, and my beloved is mine. From Song of Songs or the Song of Solomon. The rabbis, in their desire to know God, are obsessed with the Hebrew text. Studying the scripture brings them closer to their God and offers us the oral Torah, such as the Talmud and Midrash and the mystical text of the Zohar. I am my beloved's, and my beloved is mine, referring to a marriage, a uniting, a coming together of souls, hearts, body, minds of people, and God. Jonathan and David, Israel and God. Or being consciously aware that the beloved is within you and you, and you, and everybody over here too. I don't want you to feel left out. Okay. Even those who feel separate from God. In Exodus, Moses asks the voice he hears, what do I tell him your name is? And Moses heard the response. My translation is in future tense, to Asher Yehiyah Asher. I will be who I will be. My interpretation is that this God is dynamic, not static. And that allows me and you to be, as a teacher of mine, Dr. Candace Perk says, I'm perfect and I'm evolving. I'm perfect because, as I mentioned earlier this morning, I'm standing here. My heart is beating, my mind is working, my eyes are working, my hands are able to put my glasses back on up my nose. I'm really fine. I am perfect. So are you. And all of you. And we're evolving. Imperfectly perfect. Changing, growing, discovering, home with each breath. And as Dolly sings, I'm a puzzle. I must figure out where all my pieces fit. And as we find home for ourselves, we are doing our part in repairing the world. And James Baldwin reminds us, to act is to be committed. And to be committed is to be in danger. Are we willing to risk, to face the fear that arises